The Galactic Science and Strategy Council had always been a gathering of the galaxy's most brilliant minds. It was a coalition of experts, theorists, and leaders representing every species from the elegant Cerellians, who spoke in melodious tones, to the stern Christics, whose bodies reflected the light and seemed to glisten with intelligence. They met on the rotating station of Araxis Alpha, a marvel of engineering that hovered at the edge of the Vortex 7 system. This system was renowned not just for its dense field of rare minerals but for the black hole at its heart, a black hole that had recently become the focus of intense concern. Vortex 7 was no ordinary black hole. Unlike others catalogued by the Union, this one had started to emit unpredictable gravitational surges that sent shockwaves across nearby star systems. Planets trembled, and entire asteroid fields shifted course, threatening established colonies and trade routes. The phenomena defied every known law of astrophysics, and the Union's most esteemed scientists were at a loss. Within the council chambers, High Scholar VYR of the Christics presided over the discussions. His crystalline form glistened a somber shade, casting fractured reflections across the room. "Colleagues," he began, his voice resonating with deep timbre, "we are at an impasse. Vortex 7's activity not only baffles our understanding but also endangers millions. Our simulations, analyses, and interventions have all failed." A low murmur of agreement rippled through the assembly. Alien experts from across the galaxy exchanged glances, their various expressions revealing frustration, worry, and in some cases resignation. The Cerellian astrophysicist, Dr. Lyra, known for her serene presence and unmatched intellect, sighed, her glowing blue skin dimming slightly. "If we cannot predict or stabilize its behavior, evacuation of surrounding systems may be our only option." "Unacceptable," interjected General Track of the Tlari, his multifaceted eyes narrowing with determination. "To abandon entire sectors is to admit defeat." Just as tension thickened, a new figure stepped forward. To the shock of many, it was not one of the senior experts or decorated scientists. It was Cadet Zara Wolf, a human trainee from Earth. Earthlings were still relatively new to the galactic stage, known for their resilience and adaptability, but often underestimated for their lack of specialized knowledge compared to other species. Zara's presence in the council chamber was bold, bordering on audacious. "High Scholar VYR, Dr. Lyra, General Track," Zara said, her voice steady but firm, "I request permission to present an alternative approach to the Vortex 7 anomaly." Whispers erupted. A young, inexperienced human cadet proposing a solution when the galaxy's most brilliant minds had failed? The absurdity was palpable. High Scholar VYR's crystalline structure glowed with an uncertain red. "Cadet Wolf, while your courage is commendable, I hope you understand the gravity of this situation." Zara's jaw clenched slightly, but she met his gaze. "I do, High Scholar, and I believe that fresh eyes might see what tradition overlooks." Intrigued despite himself, VYR gestured for her to continue. The chamber quieted, a mix of skepticism and curiosity hanging in the air. Zara activated a holographic projection from her wrist unit. The display shimmered to life, showing not just the black hole, but the surrounding systems, gravitational fluxes, and historical data compiled over the last century. Vortex 7 isn't just reacting randomly. It's communicating. A collective gasp swept the room. "Communicating," Dr. Lyra repeated, her bioluminescent glow shifting to a questioning green. "Explain." "It's emitting gravitational waves in sequences that resemble nonlinear patterns," Zara continued. "Patterns we've seen in nature back on Earth, specifically the resonance found in certain deep-sea creatures communicating through pressure and sound." General Track's eyes clicked with disbelief. "Are you suggesting that a black hole, a cosmic entity, is sentient?" "No, not sentient," Zara clarified, but responsive. "It's reacting to something. External forces, gravitational interactions, possibly even subspace distortions. If we can identify what triggers these reactions, we can manipulate them to stabilize its behavior." The silence that followed was deafening. No one had considered the possibility that Vortex 7's unpredictability was a form of reactive behavior. Dr. Lyra leaned forward, a hint of excitement coloring her glow. "This changes everything." High Scholar VYR's crystalline form shifted, reflecting a neutral white. "Continue your explanation, Cadet." Zara's confidence grew as she outlined her theory. On Earth, we study phenomena not just in isolation but as part of a connected system. We noticed that the anomalies increased when nearby systems conducted high-energy activities, like mass mining operations or warp transit spikes. What if Vortex 7's behavior is an exaggerated response to such interactions? General Track crossed his arms, nodding slowly. And your solution? We simulate controlled energy pulses around Vortex 7, creating a resonant feedback loop that mimics its own emissions, Zara said. If we match its frequency and slowly alter the amplitude, we might guide its surges back into a stable cycle. Dr. Lyra's glow brightened with approval. A harmonic resonance approach. It's bold, but it makes sense. The room buzzed with cautious optimism. High Scholar VYR's light shifted to a thoughtful purple. You will lead this test under the supervision of our astrophysical division. Zara's eyes widened, realizing the weight of what had just been granted. Thank you, High Scholar. I won't let you down. The following week was a flurry of preparation. Zara's team included her closest cadet allies. Ren Matsuo, a mathematical genius with a knack for rapid computations, and Tessa Monroe, an engineering prodigy who could turn theory into reality. They worked tirelessly alongside the Cerellian scientists and Christix data analysts, bridging the gap between fresh human ingenuity and centuries of accumulated alien knowledge. The test itself would be executed using a fleet of specialized ships equipped with energy projectors capable of emitting synchronized pulses. These pulses would need to be adjusted in real time, responding to the black hole's feedback, a task requiring precision and adaptability. Zara stood on the bridge of the lead ship, the Intrepid Dawn, her mind racing but steady. Ren's voice crackled over the comms. Zara, initial data points are set. Ready for projection on your command. Tessa chimed in, her voice tinged with anticipation. All systems green. Let's make history. Zara glanced at the view screen, where Vortex 7 loomed, a swirling void of darkness that bent the fabric of space itself. The fleet formed a perimeter, their projectors primed and glowing faintly. Begin projection, Zara commanded. The first pulses were subtle, barely noticeable against the black hole's immense gravitational pull. But within moments, the sensors picked up a shift. Vortex 7's erratic surges wavered, then responded, emitting waves that matched the pulses in a synchronized dance. The room held its collective breath. Feedback is stable, Ren reported, his tone a mix of disbelief and excitement. We're seeing resonance. Tessa's fingers flew over the controls. Adjusting amplitude now. Let's guide it gently. The next few minutes were critical. The pulses intensified, forming a network of energy that resonated with the black hole surges. The chaotic waves began to even out, settling into a rhythmic pattern. Zara's heart pounded as the data confirmed what she dared to hope. It's working, Dr. Lyra said over the channel, her voice filled with wonder. By the stars, it's actually working. The alien generals who had doubted the humans watched in awe as Vortex 7's unpredictable behavior transformed into a stable pulse. The threat it posed diminished, and for the first time in weeks, hope permeated the council chambers. General Track's voice, typically harsh, softened. Cadet Wolf, you and your team have done what no one thought possible. The Union owes you its gratitude. Zara allowed herself a small smile. Thank you, General. But it was a team effort. As the fleet monitored the stabilized black hole, the significance of the moment began to sink in. The human cadets, once underestimated and dismissed, had outsmarted the galaxy's best minds and brought a new way of thinking to the table. It wasn't just about what they knew. It was about how they saw the universe, not as a set of rules, but as a system of interactions and possibilities. In the days that followed, Zara's approach was studied and refined, becoming a new chapter in galactic science. The name Cadet Zara Wolf became synonymous with innovation and courage, a reminder that sometimes the greatest breakthroughs came not from experience alone but from daring to see things differently. The galaxy, vast and filled with mysteries, had found new guardians in the young Deathworlders who saw chaos not as an end but as a puzzle waiting to be solved. And as Zara stood beneath the stars, watching the steady pulse of Vortex 7, she knew this was just the beginning.